What's up, people? Cuzzo Capizzello with the Bridgeport Rant. I don't know if I should call this rant Bums 3 or not. It's not necessary that everything has to be, Bums 1, Bums 2, Bums 3, and then from there, it goes into its own thing. I don't think that's necessary to have to do that, but, I don't know. We'll touch upon both things, and I'll figure out what to call it. All I wanted to do was do a little bit of the... I was going to try for about 9.5 minutes. I was going to go back in the days a little bit. Because I'm going to take it back a little bit now. Now listen, I am 40 years old, but I also told you that the area where I was somewhat raised, was in Brooklyn, New York. It's where I was placed for an adoption thing, whatever. Now, I was 3 separate times. Once I was placed, another time I was placed again, and the third time I was adopted by people. Didn't like these fucking people at all. One of them was Jersey, one of them was New York, one of them was in Connecticut. Ho! Stratford, fucking Connecticut. Didn't mind it. Was a little bit more quiet, had some activity. I mean, I saw Bridgeport. Right there. It was on the line over by Cloverfield somewhere. If I remember correctly, I'm going back 35 years or so, maybe, around that. But what it is that this, it was on a line. It was in a city. I saw things that, taxi cabs and shit like that, and buses and whatnot. And those were things that made me connect to where I was from and how I was going to get around and, all that kind of shit. People was always telling me, in Connecticut, you're going to have to get a car, you're going to have to buy it, you're going to be this, you're going to be that, the police are going to bother you. Police? I'm fucking not even 10 yet. Anyway, make a long fucking story short, I bailed on them fucking people too, and I went back to the fucking home, and out there, and I said to them, listen, I want to fucking know who my family is, this and that and the other. They weren't fucking having it. These were Catholic fucking nuns and the whole thing. And it's tough. You know what I mean? Fucking tough. They weren't having it. But the head one that was there, the head penguin, she says that there was nothing checked off that said this kid cannot be associated with his family. Nothing's there. They said that when he hits an age, if he asks, let him know. So, they did. The lady said, I'm going to introduce you. Going to be okay with it? Yeah, I'm fine with it. She makes a fucking call. 2 days later, I get a fucking visit. I mean, a fucking visit. I'm talking about, like Christmas Eve in a fucking guinea house. And it wasn't Christmas Eve. But I'm just saying, there was a ton of people there. It was my Aunt Carol. She passed away. God bless her. She was only 42 years old when she died. Anyway, that's my mother's sister there, and my mother and a couple of her brothers, and these are all Capizzellos, and they were all out there, and they came to see me, and they, this and that. Oh, I'm this, I'm your uncle, I'm this and that, blah blah blah. Understand, your mother, she was a young girl, she wasn't even out of high school, she couldn't take care of you. This, understood. Where do you guys live? And let's get the fuck out of here. Well, we live everywhere from Jersey City to Bridgeport, Connecticut. I liked Bridgeport, Connecticut. Let's go back. All right, back we go. Now, what I wanted to say is, my fucking chest. I'm on the YouTube, I'm going through things, and I see a thing about, graffiti, and this and that. They're doing the graffiti, and it's nice, nice, whatever, for graffiti. I can't even read it, but that's the way it is. They do this shit, and they're fucking doing it. This is the way we fucking do it in Bridgeport, that kind of shit. That's cool. That's your gig. You know what I'm saying? Ain't nothing wrong with that. I don't want no problem. That's it. You understand? But I'm going to take you back. Back, further. Now, I don't know how old the dude is, or any of them are. Alright? But I'm starting to feel fucking old. Because as soon as I saw the place, I had to look close a couple times, and I realized where it was. Not because I've seen it in that aspect. I've never seen it look like that. Alright? Last time I've been in that area, I swear to God, wherever I paid attention to that area, had to be over 20 fucking years ago. I just did not care about that area or anything there. It used to be a fucking thing that you went in and it was dark and it was all wet and water and it was all debris, construction debris and shit, broken concrete. It was fucking creepy, man. It was creepy. It looked like something out of one of the, you know, the Marilyn Manson video, Sweet Dreams. You remember the house? It looked like that. You know what I mean? It was fucking ugly, nuts. Real fucking creepy, man. So, anyway, this fucking place was, you know, that was, the people were already starting to tag it. Up on top of it was a level with broken pieces of wall. Alright? Not really good wall at all falling apart. It looked as if it was something they were starting to build, maybe a store, like a grocery store or something of that nature, or a factory. I don't know what the fuck they were doing, but it looked like, you know, it might have been the underground, might have been the storage area, whatever. It looked like it might have been a grocery store trying to get built, because there was one at one time, if any of you are old enough to remember, where the post office is, on Boston Avenue, used to be a fucking, a grocery store there. People, I don't remember the name of it. And then across the street from that was Bradley's. Now, I'm sure a lot of people remember that. Bradley's was there, A&P was there, and across the street was always Burger King. I don't ever remember it being anything else. And the steakhouse, I don't know what the name of the joint is now, but it was always Bonanza. You know what I mean? And it was a fucking decent little meal. It was, I'm sorry, I keep showing you the top of my head. I'm looking at the clock, see? I'll put it over here. Can't see him in the dark. Anyway, that was a fucking place I used to go. That was like once a month on a Sunday dinner. My real blood father would pick me up and, you know, my sibling there. And we would go to, American Steakhouse, or whatever you want to call it now, Bonanza, you know what I mean? Sometimes my grandmother on his side and all that, and this, getting to know these people again, you know? It was a funny situation, right? But that's what we was doing. I go way back, you know, like, I was a young kid when we first moved to fucking Bridgeport. We had a gang up on, it was all like, well, not really a gang, what do you want to call it? We was on East Main Street, you know, on the middle east side between, you know, Jane and then down to the old city welfare building. If anybody's familiar with that, I don't know if you are or not. I used to be up down by the by the railroad tracks, Housatonic Avenue and all that. That, you know, near Father Panic Village, that was the city welfare building. It was a fucking dungeon, and you'd wait in line all fucking day, hoping they didn't cut your check off if you were on the shit. What a fucking, oh my God. The system is still a mess. You know what I mean? But I think it might be a little bit more efficient. But I don't know. I'm still waiting for fucking answers on fucking things that I don't fucking like. I don't know what the fuck is gonna happen. You know what I mean? But anyhow, that was the fucking days. Now, the talk was that area behind Burger King where they're all tagging. And, you know, and that's all they do. I mean, what the fuck is the sense? What good, positive thing comes out of that? They get to write on them, this is a legal place for you to spray paint. They were supposed to make handball courts over there, a couple of tennis courts. They were supposed to develop it into a park, you know, and make a park. A small park. And you pull up, you could play tennis. They were supposed to have like 4 tennis courts, 4 handball walls, double-sided. You know what I mean? A basketball court. These were all talks of fucking Ganem. What the fuck happened? You know what I mean? Good fucking things, man. They blow it. The city sucks. Bum Street coming up. I'm going to find some new ones today for us. And we are going to fuck them up bad. Take care, everybody.